We are halfway through the year. Let's look back and let's look forward. Welcome to the Christian Life Coach podcast. I'm Shanna, your Christian life coach. Okay, typically I have notes that I go by when I'm recording these episodes, and today I'm winging it. I have my little grandbaby boy is taking his nap, and it is my daughter-in-law's birthday today. Happy birthday, Hannah. And I commit to having an episode come out every Wednesday. So here we go. And I am going to wing it this week. And thank you to one of my clients, Sherry, that I just got off a call with. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. And so she gave me a great topic, which is Um, the day that this comes out, July 1st, is in fact the first day of the second half of the year, the first day of quarter three, which until, I don't know, 5-ish years ago, I didn't really think about life in quarters. But since I read the book, The 12-Week Year, I have been living my life in 90-day cycles. And then I joined a community called Life Mentoring School with Dr. Edie Wadsworth, where I did a third life coach certification and master coach certification through her program. She also does 90-day cycles. We set 90-day goals. And I just happen to have this. If you're watching on video, I have my Life on Purpose planner is a 90-day planner with daily planning pages, a monthly habit tracker for each of the months, and a monthly calendar and weekly planning pages as well. So as we're starting quarter three, I have been planning out what my goal is for this quarter, and thinking back on the beginning of the year, since the beginning of this year, like what were my intentions for this year? How is that going? And then looking forward, what do I want to be working on? What do I want to be focusing on? So, how I typically do this, and I'm just going to, I'm kind of doing this on the fly. So let's talk about how I think about planning out my goal. So what I do first is I'm trying to find one of the pages at the end in my planner. At the end of each month, there is an evaluation page. If you are watching the video, I'm showing it to you. So this would be a 90-day evaluation that I would be doing. What results did I create in the past 90 days that were planned, that I actually planned to create, and also those that were a happy byproduct? What positive um, results did I create that I didn't even intentionally set out to, but because of what I intentionally set out to do? What were some of those? I ask, what am I celebrating about myself? What challenges did I face and how did I overcome them? And what lessons have I learned that I want to remember going forward? So when I'm thinking about setting a new goal, first I reflect back on where have I just come? Like what have I accomplished? What have I been working on and how did that go? Um, and so for me, just thinking about this, I kind of reflected back to the beginning of the year. And my word for the year is generous. And so I'm kind of reflecting on generosity and like what has that looked like for this first 6 months of the year? And how do I want to continue to intentionally incorporate that into the rest of my year? So honestly, what I did for this next 90 days is my goal is to have my I'm tracking generosity in my life. I am tracking on my habit tracker. Was I generous with God today? Was I generous with my husband today? Was I generous with my health today or in my health? Was I generous in or with my home today? Was I generous in my purpose or with my purpose today? And so those are the things, those are the generosity trackers. And this is kind of a different kind of goal. It's not an outcome goal. It's not, I want to achieve this thing by this date. It's who am I becoming? How am I in my daily life being more generous? And so then on the back of my habit tracker, I kind of listed out like, what does it look like to be generous with God or for God? What does it look like to be generous with my husband, with my health, with my home, with my purpose? So I kind of listed out things to kind of, okay, these are the things that I want to be focusing on doing. And then each day I'll ask myself, was I generous with God? Was I generous with my husband? Was I generous with my health? Was I generous with my home? Was I generous with my purpose? So that's my looking forward 90-day goal. Um, and I'm kind of all over the place because I did not write out an outline for this episode. So I'm jumping back to the evaluation. So looking back, and when you ask your questions, what went well, what didn't go well, what do I want to do differently, which is basically the questions in my planner, and what am I celebrating about myself? Um, I just want to remind us, and this came up on a coaching call with a client this morning, that when we're evaluating, we typically look at what did I produce? What did I accomplish? And really we think that that's where goal setting is. It's tangible, it's outcome based, but I like to think about where have I grown? Where have I changed internally? Where am I showing up more from a place of love than a place of fear? Where am I being more generous with my time and my attention and my energy? And so when you're thinking back, when you're reflecting, like, where has my growth been internally? And then also, like, and that's all kind of below the surface stuff. Also, where above the surface, the visible things, the tangible things, what are some of those things that I have accomplished, that I have improved? And what do I want to keep working on? And how do I want to move forward? So we are at the midpoint of the year of 2026. So I think that it's super helpful to go back. What were your intentions for the year? Did you write out goals for the year? Did you make New Year's resolutions? Did you pick a word for the year? And ask yourself, okay, I set out to do this or to become this or whatever. Where am I? And have I even forgotten that I set those goals? So maybe it's time to remind yourself of what your word for the year was, or remind yourself of the goals that you set that you wanted to accomplish this year. And from this point on, and again, okay, and not again. I'm sure I've said it before, but I haven't said it in this episode. When we're doing these evaluations, when we're looking back and reminding ourselves, oh, my word for the year was generous. I haven't really spent much time on that. Um, it's not about judging ourselves. It's not about looking for evidence to beat ourselves up. It's not about tearing ourselves down. It's looking for information. It's for data purposes to inform, okay, this is where we're at. No judgment, no shame, just information. Now what? Okay, I set that goal and it actually is important to me, but I didn't really focus on it, so I forgot about it. So what do I do with that now? I'm okay, re I am resetting this goal for the last half of the year. Now, what does that look like? What is it that you want to accomplish by the end of the year? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to grow your business? Do you want to um, declutter your house so that it's easier to keep clean? Do you want to improve relationships? Do you want to spend more quality time with your husband? Do you want to invest in relationships with your adult children? Um, do you want to travel somewhere as a goal? Like, what is it that you want to accomplish? And then write it down every day. Remind yourself every day, this is what matters to me. And that's why I like a habit tracker, because my habit tracker is, did I do this thing today? Did I do this thing today? Did I do this? And the things on my habit tracker are all leading me towards achieving the goals that I want to achieve. Um, so that there's a little bit on reflecting back and then deciding, where do you want to go from here? No judgment, no, like you literally cannot go back to March and change how you did anything back then. All you can change is the way that you're thinking about it. So I encourage you, let it go. Be Elsa. Okay, I didn't do it. I'm letting it go. Today is the day that I want to refocus and I want to recommit to this goal. What does that look like in my daily life? If this is what I want to achieve, what are the actions that I need to be taking consistently in order to achieve that goal? And then how do I want to think about it? If I set a weight loss goal and the things that I want to do in order to lose weight are intermittent fast, drink water, um, cut out added sugar, cut out alcohol. How do I want to think about doing those things? Do I want to think, oh man, I have to do that? It's going to be so hard. Because if I'm thinking about it that way, I'm going to feel kind of defeated and low level miserable about this thing that I want to achieve. But if I'm thinking, oh my word, I feel so much better when I intermittent fast. I know that when I drink water, I move easier. My mind is clearer. I feel better. I know when I'm not eating sugar, my joints feel better. Hello, I'm 54. That's real life. And so the way that you think about these things that you're intending to do matters. Because when I think about all of the positive effects of it and how good I feel when I do it, then I start feeling desire to actually take that action. So the way that we think about our goals, the way that we think about the actions required in order to meet those goals matters. So watch yourself, watch your brain, and catch yourself when you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do that. That's so miserable. This is too much. I should be able to eat that. Normal people get to eat that. Like, is the way that you're thinking about it helping to move you forward? Is it helping you to want to do that thing, to take that action? Or is it creating low level misery about doing those things? Another thing that I super encourage about in goal setting is having a robust bank of whys. Why does this goal matter to me? Why do I want to achieve this goal? Why, um, why is it important? Why do I care? Because when you have a robust bank of reasons why you want to achieve that goal, those are going to help you when it comes time to take the action toward the goal. Your reasons why it matters to say no to the cake, when it's not on your plan, when it's just because you're tempted to eat it, like, oh, that's right. I'm not eating added sugar because I feel so much better when I don't eat added sugar, and I really want to be able to move easier. And when I remind myself of that, it's so much easier to walk away from the leftover cake. So I just encourage you, have that list of reasons why. Why does it matter to me to do my daily generosity habits? Because I want to feel more generous. I want to generate more gratitude. Um, I have so much to give, and I don't want to hold it all into myself. I want to create the healthiest, um, not happiest, but most joyful, satisfied, um, fulfilled version of myself so that I can serve and give better to those around me. Um, so that's what I have for you today. If one of your goals happens to be creating a coaching practice or growing a coaching practice, I am doing a workshop on July 13th at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. I'm in the mountain time zone, so I'm always trying to figure out time zones. Um, I'm doing a workshop called The Business of Coaching, and I'm going to be talking about how to create your coaching practice to be part of your life. And because I'm doing this on the fly, I don't have my notes. So I'm going to be talking about clarity. I know that how clarity helps us to be more consistent. Um, so get signed up for the Business of Coaching workshop. And if you know that you want to join the next round of Full Steam Ahead, if you're creating a coaching practice, then you want to get signed up ASAP because the price for that goes up on July 16th. I will have I'll have the workshop link and I'll have Full Steam Ahead link in the show notes. And if you are not building a business, but you want help in goal setting and evaluating and all of the things and working on your mindset around your goals, schedule a right fit call. That is link is also in the show notes. And we'll talk about how life coaching can help you in whatever it is that you're working on. Thank you so much for being here. If you stuck out this episode of me talking with no notes, you get a gold star. Thank you so much for being here. Remember that life coaching is life changing, one renewed thought at a time.